Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman, and in this lesson we will be finishing up learning how to play Ballade by Burgmüller. Let's get started by checking out the score. Today we're picking up in measure 39, and this is still part of the B section, but it's going to transition back to our A section. The first thing I'd like you to do is pause the video and write in the counts for measures 39 through this double bar line. And remember, a double bar line will show us where a major section is ending and the start of a new section. So I'll do the first measure for you. We're just going to write in 1, 2, 3, and make sure your beats line up with the notes or rests they represent. Here's beat 1, beat 2 is lined up with this eighth note, beat 3 is lined up with this eighth note. And then I'll give you a hint down here. Do you remember how many beats a dotted quarter note get? In 3/8, dotted quarter note gets all 3 beats. So these measures will go quite slow. We'll just play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pause the video, go ahead and write in your counts up to the double bar line, starting here, and then press play to go on. Here's what you should have written into your own music. Why don't you take a moment to just double check what you have in your sheet music. And then let's try tapping this on, I'll do it on my piano lid. You can use any flat surface or even your lap. All right, so get both of your hands ready. Of course, use your right hand to tap anything on the top treble staff. Use your left hand to tap anything on the bottom bass staff. And count the beat out loud with me. Remember, your right hand taps alone on beat 1, while the left hand rests. I'll count 3 beats and then we'll start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then double bar line, we're back to the A section. Good. Now if you need more practice with that, feel free to pause and rewind. Otherwise, let's keep going. Let's review for a moment what we just did during this animato section. We landed on C, and let's actually start on beat 2 with all these staccatos. We have finger 2 on C, and then we just go down by half steps, remember? Try that with me. Finger 2 on C, down a half step to B, finger 3 to B flat, A flat. Then we come here to measure 39, finger 3 is on A flat, and let's just do right hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you try. Now notice the dynamics in this measure. Also, we have this 2-note slur. Almost always in music, when you have a 2-note slur, we play the first note louder. You can think of dropping with the weight of your arm into that note and then float up as you play that second note, and that will make it much softer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you try. Good. It may feel a little weird to float up as you play a note, but that will make that note really delicate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You try again. Good. Now, feel free to pause the video if you want a little more practice with that wrist lift feeling. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, let's keep on going to the next measure, which is 41. Here we have up an interval of a fourth, so G to C, and notice that's also slurred, but it finishes with a staccato. Now you try. Now once we get up to that C, look at the next few notes. It goes down to B, then B flat, then A flat. So once again, we're just coming down this chromatic scale. See how it's just moving down by half steps? By the way, I threw in a term there, chromatic scale, which is just a scale that goes down by half steps. All white and black keys. It's called the chromatic scale, which we'll learn probably pretty soon. Okay? So now, pause the video and just work on measures 39 through 42, which is this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pause and work on that, then press play to go on. Good. Now, going on to measure 43, what do you notice? Same as measure 39 and 40, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then what happens here? 1, 2, 3. See the sforzando? So be sure to drop. If you want to brace fingers 3 and 1 together, for that you can, or just use a strong finger 3 and hold it for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. For some reason, students I've taught love to rush these notes. Maybe they get bored holding each one for 3 beats, but that's part of the excitement of this moment. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? If everything was fast, fast stops becoming exciting. So it's the slow parts that make the fast sound faster. So enjoy these slower moments. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And notice that diminuendo e ritardando. Dim stands for diminuendo. Rit stands for ritardando, which means get softer and slow down. Now, check out the fingering. We have an A flat with finger 3, then finger 2 comes down to this F, skip down again to D, then finger 5 comes to G, and that's to put us in position for the return to the A section. And you'll see this a tempo, which you'll remember means go back to the original speed. Let's say that together, a tempo. You try. Good. So the a tempo is back to our full original speed. And then we're back in the A section. Now, pause the video and work on measure 45 up to that double bar line, and then maybe go ahead and practice beginning the A section again. But be sure you count 3 beats on each of these notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Also be sure you're using the correct fingering so you land on the correct chord at the end. Start with finger 3 on A flat, press pause to try that on your own, then press play to go on. Good. Now let's look at what the left hand is doing in this section. In measure 39, can you tell me, can you find on your piano the chord you see in measure 39? What chord is that? If you start on this bottom note, you see that's a B, and then you'll notice it just skips up to the next space. And on the staff, if you see space, 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 remember the spaces and lines just go every other note. Space, 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 it's a B diminished chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So remember, you rest on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you try. Good. Then in measure 41, we have a C and an E with finger 2, 4. If you're here for the B diminished chord, see how easy it is to come here for your C and E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then your left hand has to quickly move down, finger 2 to A flat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice how the two hands are just playing the same notes, 1 octave apart. Okay? Press pause and work on this entire section, hands together, and then press play when you're ready to go on. So we've made it back to our A theme. We've shifted back to C minor with our 3 flats, and then what happens? If you scan forward, you'll see that this section, as we go on to page 3, is exactly like what we had in the A section. It's basically a return of the A section. Now scanning on to line 2 on page 3, you can see this part looks familiar as well. So where does it change? If you scan forward through page 3, can you point to where the patterns show us something new. Starting here, this is just like before. This is like before. These chords are just like before. Now remember, this is where we had that fermata over the eighth rest, but this time there's no fermata. It just goes straight into something new. And right here is where that new something begins. And in music, we usually call that a coda. It's a special ending with some new material that we've never heard before. That kind of wraps the song up. And what's happening here? These notes kind of look familiar, right? Isn't that the same melody that we have at the start of the A section? But now both hands are playing it to make for a really exciting, dramatic ending. Fortissimo with these accents. Then, why did I get quieter? It's because of this diminuendo. So we start fortissimo, but then it starts to fade away, and then we get some chords at the end. So now I have a job for you. That is to figure out, I won't draw a box around them because I actually want you to figure out every single chord. If you look, you'll see these two chords repeat, two chords repeat, two chords repeat, and then the final chord. I'd like you to go ahead, pause the video, and figure out the letter name for each of these chords and see if you can figure out what is this chord. Now be careful. I have to warn you about some things. We're in bass clef here, so a hint to you, there's that middle C on the bottom, then that skips up to E, which is actually E flat because of our key signature. Then look out because we go to treble clef land. So these two notes are in treble clef. And then these notes are going up onto some pretty high ledger lines. And then this symbol simply means play these notes one octave higher. You'll see that it's the same notes you just played here. So it will be the same notes, just one octave higher. We go back to bass clef here. So take some time and figure out what's going on with these chords. Pause to do that and then press play to go on. Now, what did you figure out? Let's look at this first chord. You have in the left hand a C, and then above that a skip up to E flat, then a G, then a C. If you put all those chords together, all those notes together, and what does that build? That's a C minor triad with an extra C on top. Now let's come to this next chord. Now we're in treble clef, so what are these two notes? We've got a C and an E flat, a G, and then high C. Remember, two ledger lines up on treble staff is high C. Oh, do you notice something? Does this look familiar? This is the same chord we just played, but one octave higher. It's another C minor chord. Okay, let's come over here. Now remember, we're still in treble clef, and now we've got that, we can count up ledger lines. We know the top line of the treble staff is flag F, skip up to A, skip up to C. Each line is a skip, remember? Then skip up again to E flat. So we have a C, E flat, and then this is another G and C, but an octave higher than we used to be. So what do you notice about these notes? Once again, it's the same chord we just played, but one octave higher. So do you see what's happening here? We have two C minor chords, two C minor chords, two C minor chords. And each one is marked staccato. We start piano and then get softer and softer. Piano, softer, softer. And then a surprise. With a sforzando, we get C and G in the bass clef, C and E flat in the right hand. If we took that E flat down here, we'd see it's another C minor chord. So we have all C minor for the end of this C minor song. Higher, higher, and then. Now let's learn how to play it. So to play this coda, Finger 4 of the right hand will be on middle C, and left hand finger 1 is on bass C. And remember, we're just playing this in octaves. Okay? Of course, it's going to go much faster than that, but as always, when we first learn something, let's go slow. Pause the video and work on those 5 measures on your own, going nice and slow and steady. And remember, it gets softer as we come to the end. Pause and work that out on your own, then press play to go on. Now, I have to say, as I've taught many students this piece, this section that you just learned is sometimes, for students, one of the hardest sections. And part of the problem is it just starts to sound really sloppy, like this. It's like their fingers don't know how to work together nicely. Okay, maybe their left hand sounds good by itself. Maybe the right hand sounds good by itself, but you put it together and it's just a mess. Okay, I want you to sound fantastic when you play this, and that means a clean and even sound to your 16th notes. Can you hear how each of my notes sound clear and crisp? Now listen to this. You know, that's a mush. No one wants to listen to that. How do you get it to be fast and even and clean? I like to use what I call the fast tools. Fast tools are tools that you specifically use when there is something fast in your music and you need it to sound clean and even. Here's one of the fast tools, and that's to take every single note and repeat it 4 times. So instead of playing the notes as written, you'll actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll play each note 4 times. As you do that, keep your wrist relaxed. Whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Make sure you keep your wrist relaxed. You should kind of just feel like your hand is bouncing on those keys. Your fingers stay close to the keys in a great shape. Play through the whole section, repeating each note 4 times. Then do it again, repeating each note 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Might seem kind of boring and tedious at first, but trust me, this really works. Then 2 times on each note. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then 2 on every other note. So we'll repeat this one, then don't repeat the beat. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Then 2 on the first of each measure. Then try playing it normal, and your fingers should feel much more coordinated. So, that's one of the fast tools that I like to use whenever I'm learning something that has to go really fast, but I still want it clean and polished sounding. So try it out and see how it works for you. Now, let's come to measure 76 and go to the end. As we saw, these are just a series of C minor chords. You can use finger 2 and 4 in the left hand, finger 1 and 4 in the right hand, and we're just going to come up an octave, come up another octave, getting softer and softer. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we surprise everyone with the sforzando, and you'll notice a pedal marking, which can give us a little extra oomph. Okay? We put down the pedal sometimes to give a chord extra resonance for a dramatic ending. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we can let go of fingers and pedal. Now, pause the video and on your own, work on measure 76 to the end. Don't forget the dynamics. Don't forget the staccatos. It's like something's vanishing, but then comes back to surprise you. You can use your imagination to figure out what is happening at the end there. Pause the video to work on that, then press play to go on. Now, congratulations. We've learned all the notes through the entire piece, but you still have a lot of work ahead of you. We've got to polish it, we've got to master it, we've got to put all these sections together and make it into one fantastic performance. How will you do that? I suggest that you do, at first, a lot of practice in small sections. Master one small section at a time, and then put all of those pieces together. If you work on a section, it's easier to make fast progress. Polish it, perfect it, and then put it together with the sections before and after. Once you have all the sections put together, you can start using the metronome to make sure you're keeping one steady tempo throughout. I recommend that you start at about 112. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You might be able to play it faster, but trust me, if you start at a slow speed and play it all the way through with no pauses, no missed notes, you'll advance much faster. In the B section, 112 sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What metronome practice does is it helps you identify the places you're struggling. If there's a place you consistently miss a note or hesitate, stop your practice and zoom in on that little section and do it over and over until you can do it 5 times in a row without a pause and with no missed notes. Master that little section and then zoom back out and try putting it together into the whole section. As you get more and more comfortable with the piece, constantly go back to your score and check, make sure you're doing the dynamics. Also notice these pedalings. Like in measure 67, to get a little extra oomph on each of these chords, you can do a down pedal, down, up, down, up, down, up. So your pedal is kind of helping emphasize each of those chords. There's very little pedal in Ballade, but in these few places it can help give you some extra punch. Most of all, make sure that as you play, you're using your imagination to deliver an exciting story through music. We want to hear the drama of these crescendos. Work hard to play with flair and excitement. For a final metronome speed, I recommend that you work on getting it up anywhere between 160 and 192. But again, only increase the speed when you feel comfortable and confident at the previous speed. It may take you weeks to build up to the full performance speed. That's okay. A little bit of practice every day will go a long way. Great work learning these final sections of Ballade by Burgmüller. I encourage you to use smart practice tools every day until you can play this piece confidently from start to finish. When you can do that, don't forget to share a performance with a friend or share it with me online. Happy practicing, and see you next time. Hey, Mr. Hoffman. Yes, Scuba? Well, you know that fast tool idea you shared today with all the repeating notes for helping students get really clean and fast fingers? Yes, what about it? Well, I have an even better idea for a fast tool. Really? What's that? Perhaps you have forgotten, the tempo indication machine. I'm not sure if that's how it works. Oh, just watch. It's new and improved. First, I set it to a comfortable andante. Then I'll press this record button, which I added. You added a record button? Now go ahead and play something at a nice medium slow speed. Okay, but I'm not sure how this... Just play. All right. And stop. Okay, now what? Now, you want to play it faster? Just set it to Prestissimo, and then... Wait, Prestissimo might be a little too... Press play! Isn't that great? Well, it seemed a little too fast to me. But wait, this is weird. Scuba, why is it still making me talk really, really fast? Don't worry. All I have to do is... What's wrong? How come you can't change the speed now? It seems to be stuck. Stuck? You mean I'm going to have to be in Prestissimo mode forever? Well, look at the bright side. You'll probably never be late for anything ever again. And you could be a really, really fast runner. Don't worry, I'll go get Monkey. He knows how to fix this.